Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. Welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got an interesting video here. This guy that you see on your screen is a very popular dating coach. Now, he is of the LGBT community. However, he has large followings on his social media, including Facebook. Mostly I've seen him on Facebook. But his following has been large on YouTube as well. And so therefore, for him to say what he's about to say to straight Black women is interesting because of his affiliation, who he is. And when I say who he is, I mean, usually the rainbow community of Black men and the community of straight Black women are closely tied. They usually they usually support one another more or less, generally speaking. And for him to not even be straight, because he's not. He last time I seen him, he was with a whole man. For him to not even be straight and for him to see the problem and point out the problem, basically the same thing that Black women didn't want Kevin Samuel saying, and for him to draw these same conclusions is very interesting. And they are in the comment section not liking it. And they don't know what to do because they talking about tone and all this kind of stuff. It's not no tone. He's speaking as nicely as he possibly can speak. And so I'm going to let him speak.
I need you to listen to this right now. I'm not trying to exclude anybody else, but this message really is for you. So everybody else can leave off. If you're not that, then you can just sit around and be curious about what I'm about to talk about. But this is really for Black women who are attracted to Black men and who are also single right now. A lot of y'all gonna die alone if you don't change your approach to dating. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to step on your toes. And you can argue with me in the comments if you want, but I'm just going to give you some realities based on what I've seen as a Black man who has spent the better part of the last 15, 16 years helping and supporting Black women in reaching their goals. I have lived in almost every corner of the earth. And there's a common theme that I've seen amongst Black women who stay single and the ones who end up in partnership. And the ones who stay single seem to be the ones who don't tap into these tips that I'm about to give you. For the Black women that I see who end up in relationships, marriage, whatever it may be, they have certain things in common, or at the very least, there are certain boxes that may end up getting checked within their process of finding a man. The first thing is that for many of them, they have put aside the idea that their Black king needs to be above 6 foot, that she needs to be able to wear a heel when she out with him. He needs to look a certain way in terms of look at a high level of attractiveness. She has accepted that she's the prize, and she does not mind looking like the prize. She's okay with looking like his trophy, okay? Y'all need to get over this mindset that your man got to be as attractive as you, okay? For the women who
Now, I'm going to pause him right here. That whole height thing, I don't know what y'all be thinking about with that. Like, most of y'all are short. So why he got to be Shaquille O'Neal height? And people throw that off. Oh, well, people have their preferences, and I suppose so. But I think in my opinion, it's too much emphasis on he has to be tall and he has to be. What about the character of this man? What about that? Yeah, you gotta have some attractiveness to the person that you want to be with. Don't nobody want to be with a person. They can be the best, most good-hearted person in the world, but they hideous. You don't want to be with that. Men don't want to be with that, and women don't want to be with that. You ask any man Well, what if she a good woman? Yeah, but is she pretty? You see what I'm saying? He don't. The first thing a dude to say, I don't want no booger wolf. I don't want no hood. I don't want no hood booger. You know, she good to me, but she ugly, and I'm not attracted. That's the first thing. So that's a human thing. Women don't want that either. He's a excellent guy, but he hideous. I'm not gonna be hot at all. I have zero physical attraction to this man. That's understandable. And I think that we like to jump to the extreme when anybody says, I've said it, this guy's saying it right here, you've heard it before, that some of those physical attributes, you're not going to get all of them. We're not saying get with a person that you absolutely are not attracted to, but they may not check all of the preferential looks boxes. As long as you are attracted to them genuinely, though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is saying go and get Frankenstein to be with. Nobody. But this imaginary man that you call yourself want to be with? No. And if he has these other qualities, why come you can't say he is attractive, but he a few inches shorter than I prefer? Why you can't? Why is that bad? Why is that bad? Why is it bad? You know, I like him 6'2", but he 5'10", and he fine though. You know, I'm gonna get with him. And really, a lot of that be capped on the internet. But we gonna let Mr. MJ keep speaking.
I see who end up happy in relationships. In a lot of cases, their man is not as attractive as them, okay? And in the cases where their man is equally as attractive, or for that matter, more attractive, those relationships work fine also. I'm not saying that that never happens. What I'm saying is the majority, that's just not always the case. Beyond that, what I've seen is that they have accepted that he may not earn as much money as them. I know some of y'all gonna turn this video off right now. Y'all don't want to hear this. I'm not saying go be with a man who is struggling and you guys take care of. But what I am saying is that look at the statistics. You guys are out earning everybody. You all really are, and that's a major accomplishment. But what that does mean is that the number of men who are available to you who can earn at that level or more, or for that matter, take care of you, is very few. And those few men, you got to ask yourself who else is competing for them, and are they attracted to you, right?
Now, the only issue that I have with that is that conclusion is not quite true. I actually went over to the Department of Labor and I looked at the median annual earning by sex, race, and Hispanic ethnicity. I don't know why they separated those things, but at first I had it all selected all women, and Black women were not even out earning all of the women. If I select total women and I X out Black men, uh Black women don't out earn. Black women's median annual earnings as of 2023, so it's pretty recent, is $50,470. That's about the average. And total women's is about 55. So with Asian women typically earning more. So if we add white, the white women are a bit closer. So white women's median annual is 55,630. If we add Asian women into that, then they're actually higher than white women at $71,520. Okay. And if we add white non-Hispanic, I don't know what the difference is. If we add Hispanic women, they're lower. So Hispanic women, median's annual is 43,880. And if we go white non-Hispanic, which again, I don't know the difference, that is $60,450. So Black women are not even out earning other women. So again, when we select Black men and then we X out the women, all the other women, which is what I'm doing right now, everybody goes. Okay. We're left with black men and black women. The lower one is black women. Black women, again, median annual earnings, $50,470, and black men is 55,570. So the difference is not that big at all. Black women are not out earning anybody except Hispanic women. They're not out earning the men at all. Not the men they want. Black men and in some cases white men. They're not out earning them. So all this talk about he gotta make what I make, y'all are making about the same money anyway. So I'm trying to figure out, see, this is where the cap come in at. Because y'all, every chick on the internet either own a business and or make six figures. And she got a degree. Every last one of them. And it's cap. Y'all be running around here making average money. So I don't know why y'all be capping. It's such masculine energy to get on here on the internet and try to de-swing about how much money you make. That's so masculine. Men typically do that. Well, I got this business and I make this much money every week, or I make this much money every month or every year, and da 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 da. That's a male de-swinging contest thing. I've always, generally speaking, historically, I've seen men engage in that type of talk. The braggadocious, if they making money, they gonna tell you they make money. But we're gonna let him continue. That's the only part that I really disagreed with that part. But we still see his point.
Beyond that, the other thing that I've noticed is that black women who I've noticed who end up in long-term relationships, in case they open their minds to date outside of black men. I'm not trying to encourage you to leave black men behind. I'm not trying to encourage that at all. But what I am saying is that black men have opened their options, and you see many of them getting married and being in relationships. Why haven't you opened your options yet? You deserve partnership. But I think you have to accept that partnership may come in a form that may be different than what you expected, but it still can be equally as beautiful as you expected. If you are black.
So I wanted to point it out because to hear him basically repeat, and he not copying. He's been online for many years, dating coaching and all that. And you may not agree with his lifestyle. You may not agree with every point that he has made. I have seen quite a few of his videos over the years. And, I disagree. I just don't listen to it when he's focusing on the alphabet community. But when he's talking in a general sense about masculine energy and things of that nature, he actually don't be wrong a lot of the times. I've caught myself agreeing with him in general about energy and things of that nature. And so for him to come here and be like, you know what, I don't even really deal with women at all, but I still see the common thread. For them to be in the comment section trying to make it okay, that's the biggest stupid stuff. It's okay to be alone. It's okay. But y'all are saying that. Can we normalize being single is okay? Can we? But y'all don't really be wanting that. That's the part I don't get. The most of y'all are either actively looking for a man or you hope one drop out the sky like manna. It's either way. You either actively looking for a man or you hoping God just open the heavens and drop one in your face. One of the two. So I don't know why y'all get on this internet and try to proclaim to the world that you just don't want no man at all. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Stop saying that. You may have called yourself trying to make peace with whatever situation you in, but don't sit here and say what I be tripping on is my life is completely stress-free because I don't have a man. That's a lie too. Cause ain't nobody life completely stress-free. Everybody issues might be different. You might be having a different struggle than somebody else. But just because you ain't got no man, since when does that guarantee that life ain't lifing? Since when? So you just ain't ran into not any other problem in your life. It be the lies for me. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.